Have you ever felt lost, adrift in the wake of events that shattered your world? What if the very philosophy that seems to highlight our isolation also holds the key to finding meaning in the chaos? In this episode of Not So Perfect, we grapple with the profound ideas of Jean-Paul Sartre, exploring how his concept of radical freedom frames our experience of trauma and the difficult but ultimately empowering task of creating purpose in a world without inherent meaning. We'll unpack Sartre's famous declaration, "Man is condemned to be free," and consider how this challenging philosophy can offer a path forward, even in the face of immense suffering. This is a powerful conversation about choice, responsibility, and the courage to define ourselves anew. Stay with us. Hey, welcome to Not So Perfect, the podcast that honors the beauty in our flaws and the wisdom in our struggles. I'm your host, Jessica Flower, and each week we delve into the patterns that shape us, awakening the power to live with greater awareness, compassion, and truth. By sharing our lived experiences, increasing our self-awareness, and embracing our humanity, we aim to elevate our collective consciousness and invite healing, growth, and connection. In our discussion today, we're tackling a topic that is both intellectually challenging and deeply human, the concept of radical freedom, and how, when considered through the lens of traumatic or lived experience, may have a profound effect on the way we navigate our lives. When we talk about catastrophe, we're not just referring to natural disasters, but to any event that shatters our world, leaving us adrift in its wake. Think of personal losses, societal upheavals, and war. These moments strip away our illusions of control, exposing the raw, undeniable fact of our existence. And it's precisely in these moments, in the aftermath of trauma, that the philosophy of Jean-Paul Sartre becomes both incredibly insightful and, for many, incredibly challenging. Sartre, the towering figure of 20th century existentialism, famously declared, "Man is condemned to be free." Let's unpack that. For Sartre, there's no preordained human nature, no divine plan, no inherent meaning to life. We are, as he put it, thrown into existence. And in that void, in the absence of pre-existing purpose, we are radically free. Every choice we make, no matter how small, defines us. We are responsible for who we become, for the values we create, and for the meaning we forge in a world that offers none intrinsically. Imagine applying this to the lived experience of trauma. When a catastrophe strikes, it often feels as if all choices have been stripped away. Our sense of self, our routines, our very understanding of reality can be shattered. We can feel helpless, overwhelmed, and controlled by the event. Yet from a Sartrean perspective, even in the deepest trenches of suffering, choice remains. This isn't to say that the choice is easy, or even that the options are pleasant. Far from it. But the choice lies in our attitude towards the trauma, in how we respond to it, and in the meaning we assign to our experience. This is where the burden of freedom truly comes into play. In the aftermath of catastrophe, there's no pre-written script for healing, no universal path to recovery. Individuals are confronted with the terrifying responsibility of creating their own meaning, of choosing how to carry their grief, how to build their lives, and how to relate to a world that has fundamentally changed. Consider a survivor of a devastating loss, such as when losing a wife or a husband, or during a down and changing economy, the loss of your career. Sartre would argue that while the loss itself was not chosen, the survivor chooses how to interpret that loss. Do they succumb to despair, viewing their life as irrevocably broken? Or do they choose to find a new purpose, perhaps dedicating their life to honoring the memory of those lost, or advocating for others going through something similar? These are not easy choices, and there's no right answer dictated by the universe. The right answer is the one the individual creates, the one we create for ourselves. This can be incredibly empowering, but also profoundly unsettling. It means that even in the face of immense suffering, we cannot escape our responsibility. We cannot blame fate or God or external circumstances entirely. We are, in every moment, making choices about who we are and what our lives mean. For those grappling with trauma, the Sartrean emphasis on radical freedom can feel like an immense weight. It asks us to confront the fact that there is no inherent solace, no prepackaged comfort. Meaning must be actively constructed, often from the ashes of what was. But here's the crucial point. Recognizing this burden is also the first step towards agency. When we understand that we are free, even in our suffering, we open up the possibility of choosing a different path, of transforming our experience, and of asserting our will in a world that often feels chaotic and meaningless. It's not about denying the pain or minimizing the impact of catastrophe. It's about recognizing that even within that pain, our capacity for choice endures. It's about embracing the terrifying freedom to define ourselves anew, to create purpose where none existed, and to find a way to live authentically, intentionally, and consciously in a world that may have lost its previous coherence. In the end, Sartre offers us a stark but ultimately liberating truth. While we are condemned to be free, it is precisely this freedom that allows us to find meaning, even in the most catastrophic of circumstances. It is a call to courage, a challenge to embrace our responsibility, and a profound invitation to create our own authentic existence, one choice at a time. Radical freedom offers us the profound chance to redefine the meaning of our lived experiences. While the past is unchangeable and our experiences are what they are, we possess the power to choose our path forward, one step at a time. Embrace the freedom to make imperfect choices and grant yourself the grace to learn and choose differently next time. By understanding the intricate patterns that shape us, we can awaken to greater awareness, cultivate compassion for ourselves and others, and live with more truth. Thank you for joining me on Not So Perfect. Together, we're embracing our humanity and inviting healing, growth, and deeper connection. Until next time, keep exploring your not so perfect journey with an open heart.